And the founder of the government watchdog group OpenTheBooks.com says that for the past 3 years, the Biden administration has sent hundreds of millions of dollars in aid to the Palestinians after the aid had been blocked during the Trump administration. One America's John Hines has more from Washington.
Joe Biden called the Hamas actions against Israel, quote, sheer evil. Yet the Biden administration reversed the Trump policy of no aid to Palestine, which is controlled by Hamas. And in fact, just last month, the Biden administration announced a $115 million aid package to the Palestinians, according to OpenTheBooks.com. And here with us is the founder of Open the Books, Adam Andrzejewski. And Adam, the Palestinians have already received millions in American aid. Is that right?
So after Trump froze the aid in August of 2018, Biden restarted the aid in April of 2021. According to disclosures from the federal checkbook and other documents, we've determined that over the course of the first 3 years of the Biden administration, there's been $1 billion through the UN on Palestinian aid from the United States taxpayer.
So let me get this straight. The Biden administration has been funding the Palestinians, which is basically controlled. Palestine is controlled by Hamas. It's a political party, right? So when you are funding the Palestinians, you are funding Hamas. Is that right?
Well, let's go right to the State Department's own language. Anthony Blinken, in a press update not that long ago, was questioned on this. He said, the question was, how can you ensure the efficacy and integrity of the U.S. taxpayer subsidy of Palestinian aid? And he basically answered that they can't. They do the best job they can working with the partners at the UN. They even they involve the PLO, the Palestine Liberation Organization, and also Egypt. But he says they can't guarantee it. So there's no guarantees there, right from the lips of Anthony Blinken.
So $1 billion in the last how many years?
3 years.
3 years.
And obviously there's an appropriation here for 2024 in the spending bills that are going to be debated in Congress this fall. And that appropriation is around another $260 million, $250 million in Palestinian aid.
So $1 billion in the last 3 years at the behest of the Biden administration. This was a reversal of the Trump policy. Is that what I gather?
Yes. And that's the aid through the UN. There's another channel. And since 2009, about $7 billion has flowed through this direct aid channel as well to Gaza and the West Bank. So underneath the Barack Obama administration, it was at an all-time high. Trump, in his last 2 years, cut that direct aid subsidy as well to zero. Biden, again, has restarted that direct aid subsidy. So there's been billions of dollars through the UN over the course of the last 75, 76 years, and also direct aid to that area of the world from the U.S. taxpayer. Billions of dollars have been flowing.
So money is fungible, and even though this money that has gone to the Palestinians may not have been marked for guns, it may have been marked for butter, it could have been used for guns because you move funds around and you put something here and then you have more over here. I mean, it's fair to say that people wonder how this could happen and how the Hamas has all these arms. It's fair to say that they used at least partially American funds to buy these guns, right?
So if you look at history, let's take a look at the Trump freeze of that aid for the first time in 71 years of that subsidy back in August of 2018. Trump was called on the carpet for it. The PLO spokesman basically complained to Trump that he violated international law, that the PLO had a right to taxpayer money from the U.S. Trump said basically, if you are not serious about a peace deal with Israel, we're going to cut your funding. He asked his negotiators, have you ever put the money on the table when talking peace? And they said, no, Mr. President, we thought that would be disrespectful. Trump would have none of it. He didn't feel that the Palestinian Liberation Organization or the other organizations on the turf were serious about peace with Israel, so he cut the funding. What happened when Biden restarted it in April of 2021? In May of 2021, over a couple of day period, 4,000 rockets were fired from Gaza, from the West Bank, at Israel, and even the Associated Press, in their news headlines, conflated the two. Biden restarts military aid, and the conflict intensifies, and that was from the Associated Press U.S. headline.
Adam Andrzejewski of OpenTheBooks.com. Thank you very much for talking to us on One American News, sir.
Thank you, John.